inside now. Selburose and just one. I think Selburose from Pandora Blue. Jigsaw taking the lead. Jigsaw, it was pretty tough. And Walker with a city winner from Whipcrack away. Photo third, Sacred Palace. Pulling clear for Ethan Brown to win it. Sir Davy from Visionary. Hosier third. Dover for it. But D'Angela's diving and got him. D'Angela's won from first accused, Mr. Exclusive.
Welcome back to my channel. This is my preview for Flemington racing this weekend. There's a lot of good horses here. It's a very good meeting, as you would expect, being at Flemington. Now, I've done my form on soft ground. Heavy 8 rated when I did the form today, but I think with how good Flemington drives, it'll be probably soft 6-5 is what I'm working on, with a bit of rain in Melbourne, but pretty confident in my selections this week. Let's get into the preview. Race 1 at Flemington is a benchmark 100 handicap over the staying trip of 25-20 metres, and I'm with Pesto and WT. I found it hard to split on both. I'll talk through both runners now. Pesto, very, very good winner over the extended trip last start. Stays down in the weights. John McNeil retains the ride for the Hawks team. Was always going to be his ride. And beat a very good horse last start and Reflect the Stars. And he had to, he had to do it tough to win. And I think he can repeat the dose here. And WT, he finally gets out to what I think is a winnable trip for him. I think now he's looking for the staying trips of probably 24 plus. And he gets out here being a 2,500 metre race. Slightly further, actually. And at 850 does represent some value. Warning for third. Can run well fresh here. Well, not fresh, sorry. Can run well here. And Wichita Star for fourth. Now, I was with him last week. Just the fact of probably wet ground, or query, well, not a query on wet ground, but soft in particular. All his wins have come at heavy and on good tracks. I want to see him do it on a soft ground first, though. Bowman's did get off last weekend and said he was looking for the extended trip, and now he gets it a week later, so is a chance. But I'm with Pesto and WT. 35 Pesto and 10 each way on WT. Hopefully one of them can be winning the first. Race 2 at Flemington is a 2-year-old filly's handicap with a 1,100 metres down the straight, the first sprint race of the day. And I'm with one at a bit of odds here, and that's Penthouse. Matthew Dale brings it south, has had the most race exposure in this field, having 4 starts for a win in 2/3, only missing the place when 4th in a maiden. And last start he was 3rd in the Woodland Stakes, being a listed race. He's had 1 start on soft ground for a win, 1 start on heavy for a 3rd, 1 start at the distance for a 3rd. And I think getting to the big track of Flemington is really going to suit this horse. And at $13, he is way over the odds. Juice for second. I think this horse is probably, if Penthouse doesn't win, I think that this is the one. I think Juice is the winner. John Allen rides for Lloyd Kennewell. 2 starts, win in a second. 1 start at the distance for a win and 2 starts on soft ground for a win in a second is a very good chance. Nicc by is out of Nicc, so being well bred for Jamie Carter ride, Anthony and Sam Freeman, the premier trainers of 2-year-olds, and Lil Wonder for 4th. Jai McNeil rides for the Hawks team, bringing the horse down from Rose Hill. And Jai McNeil rode at its only start at Geelong, where Extravagant Star won, and we know what Extravagant Star did. He went on to win the big prize or big money 2-year-old race in Sydney. But I'm with Penthouse 7 each way in the second. Race 3 of Flemington is a fillies and mares benchmark 78 handicap over the 1,400 metres. It's a 1-horse race here. Hela will be winning. 10 starts for 7 wins in 1 second. The only time that this horse has finished out of the placings was end of prep run last in the Australasian Oaks, being at Group 1 level, where not a lot of things went right, and then last at Caulfield, which was an end of prep run. It's had 2 trials before its first up run, ran second to Blaze 4th over in Hobart, comes back to Victoria. 3 starts at the distance for 2 wins and a second. 4 starts on soft ground for 3 wins and a second. And second ups had 1 start for a win. Logan McNeil takes 3 kilos off the current weight, which brings it down to 58 kilos. This horse is just winning in my mind. $5 taken. It will shorten. Americain Angel, Jamie Carr retains the ride on this horse at 58.5 kilos and does get the tongue tie for the first time. Is a very good chance. Agreeable. You'd want to get a price to find out how good this horse is, though. What did win on resumption, and I think can go on with it. It's got a good second up record. And for Thalassophile for 4th, that was very hard to say. But with Hela in the 3rd, $25 the win. Race 4 is a Super Vipers 3-year-old handicap over 2,000 metres. And the horse that I'm going with is undefeated in Natural Mystique. 2 from 2 to start its career. Now, both wins have been on good ground. Hasn't seen a wet surface yet, so I'm very interested to see how it goes. But it's had 1 start at Flemington for a win, and if that win was over this distance of 2,000 metres, and beat Secret Glamour last start, who is a good horse in my opinion. And I was on Secret Glamour that day, and Natural Mystic beat it that day. Now, it jumped from a wide gate that day at Flemington. It has to jump for a wide gate again in gate 17. I think it can do it, and I think it'll be winning. I think he'll make his career 3 from 3. Commander Harry hasn't been going too bad. $11 is over the odds for a horse that was last start in a Group 1. Linda Meach back on board. Has had 4 starts on the horse for 2 seconds and a third. Hasn't won on the horse, but I think can go pretty close here. And Rigoletto at $51 is way over the odds. I know what you're going to say. He's only had 3 starts for the 1 win, but it was a very impressive win. Yes, it was in weaker grade, but Billy again retains the ride and does get down on the way to 54 kilos for Gavin Bedgood. And Yellowbrick Road for Jamie Carr is the interesting runner in the field. But with Natural Mystic in the 4th, Craig Neal will be getting it over the line. Race number 5 at Flemington is a benchmark 70 handicap over the 1,100 metres. And I'm with Mask Up. Didn't get clear till late last start at Flemington. And I think that he can go 2 better here and win again. Because he's had 3 starts for 2 wins and a third. That third coming last start at Flemington on good ground. He's a soft track winner already from his second start at Morphettville where Craig Williams rode him. Harry Coffey rode him last start because, and he's riding him again because Craig Williams is coming up to Queensland to ride in the Oaks. But Mask Up for mine will be winning the 5th. Red Hot Nicc for 2nd is probably the only danger. Did beat this horse last start home. Ran 2nd and Mask Up ran 3rd. Though Mask Up had the less efficient run. Hype for 3rd. Interesting that he's 1,600 back to the 1,100 metres. And probably is over the odds at $18. And Housay can run well. Just a query with a long layoff. But at $10 does represent value. But I'm with Mask Up in the 5th. $45 the win. Race 6 is a benchmark 84 handicap over the 2,000 metres, and I think the horse that is in ripping form for Sydney Alderson is Reuber. And I think he can win again here. It was a very good win last start at Sandown. Just went to the front and kept running. Ethan Brown was on that day, and that was over 2,100, so it comes back 100 metres. So the trip's not going to be an issue, and neither is the track. He's had 10 starts on soft ground for only the 1 win in 2 seconds and 2/3. He's never won over the 2,000 metres, but last start won over 21, so that speaks for itself. 6 starts at the distance for 3 seconds and a third, same at the track. And track and distance, he's had 3 starts for 2 seconds, so I think he can win this. 57 kilos, only going up half a kilo from last start, and drawn gate 6, which is perfect. Welsh Legend for 2nd was a very good winner last start at Flemington. Duke of Plumpton will love the wet conditions, and Hector Damaris is the import having his first start in Australia and will be better over further, but I'm with Reuber in the 6th. Race 7 at Flemington is a Super Vipers 3-year-old handicap over the 1,400 metres, and I'm with a Delamore here. Was a very strong win last start at Flemington, and I only got there on the line. It was a sort of a Mars Crusader performance. I'm not saying that she's up to his class, but this horse is very well in here. Jumped from gate 1 last start, where that was the query. and won. So that's not a query drawing that gate again here. 54.5. Drops in weight from last start. On soft ground, 3 from 3 at 1400 and 2 starts at Flemington for 1 win. I think that this horse is going to be going very, very close here. Jigsaw for second has done a tremendous performance since being gelded. Michael Walker is on the horse here, but does have top weight of the last start, carrying 58 kilos, but does go up in weight and does go up in distance, so is a good chance. Jimmy the Bear. I'm surprised to see his big odds. Well, double figures. Was a very strong win last night. And Heavenly Eagle at $51, I think, can run well. Hasn't missed a place. But I'm with a Dallimore in the 7th. $55 the win. Race 8 at Flemington is over the 1400 metres, and I am with Harbour Views. This horse beat Cherry Tortoni and the Boom Horse in Eton last time he was first up, and I think he can repeat the dose again. First up, he's had 5 starts for 3 wins and 2/3. 3 starts at Flemington for 1 win, a second. Distance, 4 starts for 3 wins and a third. Soft ground, 6 starts for 3 wins and a third again. Johnny Allen rides, who I think this is one of the best jockeys. I think that this horse probably needs a bit more of an aggressive rider, and he had that last campaign with Dean Yendall, and unfortunately he's out due to injury, and Johnny Allen takes over. And look, he was just running so... like I said, resumed in a listed race. The Sofitel won that. Then he went last campaign to the Sandown Stakes behind Elephant. Probably wasn't a chance behind him, but did run well. And a prep run in the Seymour Cup. But he resumes here, and I think he's going to be very hard to beat. Looks like Elvis for second over the odds at $12. Mystery Shot was scratched last weekend from Caulfield to run here. And still has to get into the field, but is a very good chance. And Romancer does get down on a lightweight, and if he can show something like his best, he can be running very well here, third up. But I'm with Harbour Views, $25 the win. In the get out of the day, race 9, it is a Super Verbis 3-year-old handicap over the 1,100 metres, and the undefeated horse again here is Passive Aggressive, and I'm with him. 2 from 2, Geordie Child's Rise, $2.50. Is a good price to find out. I think, look, he bolted on debut when he was eased down last start. 2 from 2 on soft ground, 1 start on at the distance for a win, and goes to Flemington. Look, I think this horse is just wins. I mean, it just wins. Squid Game's the only danger, and at $7.50, you're getting odds to find out how good he is. Dragonstone and Philadelphia Storm are probably both over the odds at the double-figure quotes, respectively 13 and 17. Dragonstone comes down from Sydney, and Philadelphia Storm has run well down the straight before. But I'm with Passive Aggressive in the last, the get out of the day, $38 the win, and hopefully he can be 3 from 3. Thank you for watching my preview for Flemington this week. I hope I found some winners, and I hope you do too. Thank you, and I'll see you next week for more racing action.